Hey everybody, welcome back to Workers and Resources. I hope you're having a great day today. It is now January. It's in the middle of winter, 1978. We're nearly at 11,000 population. And today is the day where we run out of money. I've been spending a lot. We run out of money, and it's today where Cernicova gets turned. We flip the switch on Cernicova, which I think is a pretty exciting day indeed. I've purchased all the vehicles I need to keep this place operational, I think anyway. We've got some repair vehicles in here ready for the repairs. We don't actually have the resources connected here yet because it's not really super vital that this be connected for resources just yet. So at the moment, we're not worrying about it right now. We have the chemicals and stuff situated, ready to go, just kind of chilling here. This truck actually can hold a lot more, so it's going to serve as an extension, by extension, as a storage as well. We got lots of food and storage ready to go here. We've got some electronics and stuff in there, lots of meat in here, and the store is stocked. All that's left is drinking water, and that is this little pipe right here, and it just completed. There it is. So now everything should have drinking water. And it's all about the temperatures now, which is good because we're not going to bring people in the wintertime. We're going to bring them in the, I think maybe May or so is probably a good time. That way we don't necessarily need to rely on heat. There's also a couple of things I want to do to get heat going. And first, of course, we need to get coal over here. So let's really quick take a detour over to our train distribution. Now, we need money in order to purchase the things for this. So I'm just going to take a quick look at my train here. You got 109 tons of steel just sitting on you, and we're not doing a whole lot there. So we need to put people to work. We need to do things that's going to get us the ability to buy things in the future. Let me just real quick check chemicals. Make sure we have, okay, we have none. No chemicals. This is a bad thing. Let me just really quick check here. Okay, we're going to take a small loan. We are going to take a small loan. We don't need a whole lot. We just need a little bit to keep us afloat here real quick. So instantly spent 15 grand. That's encouraging. Probably for meat. Let me just double check that. No, that's mechanical components from main distribution. You're buying mechanicals. Yeah, I mean, like we've been doing a lot of that too. Buying electronics. Yeah, okay. So these are all like the essentials and stuff. I get it. Repair storage. Fine. All right, fine. You can do that. We do need to accelerate fuel a lot. We're almost completely out of fuel right now, and I am definitely worried about that. So I need to do something regarding fuel as well. And even though we have 61 workers, right, this amount of oil is not sufficient to keep everything going, right? We can barely do it. So what I need to do is tell the helicopters to chill. And the only way to do that is to make them run out of fuel. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to say that the helicopter construction office is no longer connected to the fuel rats. So these guys are going to exhaust their existing fuel supply, and then that is it. We are not going to give them any more because they suck down fuel really fast. And my hope is that we can recover this a little bit here too. Now, it looks to me like we're pumping in now. Oh, you know what it might be? Are you prioritizing the send on this pipe? Perhaps that's what is happening here. You shouldn't be, but you might be. It's possible that we are prioritizing the send on this pipe. So maybe, yeah, they already got their fuel. Okay. So that is the issue right now, is that the helicopter construction office is taking our fuel. And, I mean, that was by the design, but the design also called for us making more fuel than we are right now. So what we really need to do is basically cut this and say, hey, you know, don't send any more fuel on this tank. I think the fastest way to do that, since it's a really quick thing to do, is we're just going to tell them to deconstruct this pipe right here. Then we're going to hold it. We're going to pause, suspend the demolition. We can cancel it later. But by having this marked for demolition, I don't believe that it's going to send anything through here anymore. So I think this is going to be done. We should see all the fuel that we make now be sent into this pipe directly, or into this tank directly now. So it's kind of like a shut-off valve in a way. I like this demolition system. We just prompt it for demo, suspend that, and then you can cancel it, and it'll just start working again, which is pretty nice. So at the moment, that's what we're going to do. We're going to basically cut these guys off of their fuel supply. They'll use what they got, and then that's it. All right. Let me talk a little bit about how we're going to remedy that situation while we have Cernicova kind of finalizing and stuff. And we're basically just waiting for winter to end at the moment. Pump jacks. Pump jacks are getting built. Helicopters have been prioritizing these. They're going to build these, and then we have the pipes. And the pipes, of course, are very expensive on steel, but that's okay. I bought a lot of it. I spent a ton of money on it, so we're good. This pump is done. So now when we get this pump jack online and this pump jack online, that is going to increase our oil output into this, or oil input into this facility by 66%, which would be pretty nice. That's just adding 2 pump jacks is going to make a huge difference there, I think. But as we come out this way, as you know, we are also going to try to get these online too. And in order to do that, I've got to have a road connection set up for them. So I'm going to need... Well, I wasn't aware that this was... Oh, you're going to do that. Okay, we'll hold off on that one, I guess, because it's going to be a problem child. We're going to head over here to this one and that one. And then this one here can go... we do want it to have, you know, access to the fire department if necessary. So maybe we don't go too crazy with this. And just go across the tracks like that. It's fine. And then come right down like so. The chances that the fire department are going to get here in time are pretty slim as is because it's a dirt road. But we have helicopters on our fire department. At least we have one helicopter in our fire department. I've been thinking about getting another one, right? This is a small fire department, but I mean, I think the small one probably could have gotten a helicopter on that. I didn't, right? But I probably could have. And you know what? I might need a proper fire department here anyway, because this Cernicova is small now, right? But it's going to expand into here, and then probably into this area, right? It might even get over into here. It depends. There's no real resources for that, but it's a worker source, and workers are a resource. And so we, you know, if we can expand it and get workers over there, just working with our train setup to get that there. Going along the train setup, this track, I didn't want it built yet because I wasn't sure if I was going to make a passenger train station right here for the potential expansion of Cernicova. But I was pretty confident that we were going to have a passenger station here. So passenger trains kind of coming into here is what I was thinking earlier, probably right there. And if we did that, all of these guys would be able to access that passenger train station too. I got to figure out what's going on with my money. Is it just this? Are you waiting until unloaded here? You probably should be waiting until unloaded on that storage. You shouldn't be going back and forth anyway. And then your distribution offices. Electronics. You know, I might need to cut people off from being able to buy electronics. Possible. Might need to do that. Are we delivering yet the hazardous waste? No, but hazardous waste is what this is for. Yep. We probably should mark these just to make sure that the right stuff gets in there. So this is for mixed waste. Yep. Then this goes in, and we want to make sure that these are all one direction. Here we go. Like that and like that. Good. So you are going to be also for mixed waste. And then you pump it into here, and then you get sent as plastic waste is already marked. Very good. And then this is the dump that I can't get workers to yet. So helicopter construction office, if you could kindly finish that. Bring workers right there, and they're good to go. I probably need the helicopters to also do this. Although maybe not, because once this building is completed, then they can probably handle... Other people can probably handle that, actually. So I'll just mark that for now. Yeah, that's kind of everything I wanted to cover. I mean, we're ready to go here. There's definitely some stuff I can build here. I just haven't decided. I think I was going to use this area for like services, you know, things like culture and stuff. We don't really have a good a source of culture here. We don't have a good one. The hope was that with the train station, they could ride the train over into town and get the culture that they need. But I do think actually having a local source of culture would be a very beneficial thing. So how about we try a cinema is a good way to do culture, is to get a cinema. We can flip this over so the road is on the other side. We don't really need the road connection, so I can optionally just not use it. But if I fit it right here, it kind of fits where culture would normally be. And by taking that spot right there right? I can get them to work immediately on it like that, and then also get a proper walking path over on this side. So if I do that, I think this is now in range of this to cover it. But cinemas will generate a lot of trash too, because people, you know, they have their food and their waste and their plastic bags, things like that. So if we're going to place a cinema here, we're going to need another storage for waste as well. So I'm just going to place another one like right here next to this. And that can be a dirt path too later. You know, we probably should just, why don't we try this instead? Just to get it going faster, all right? Just so we can get things built. We can always redo it later, but we'll do something like this instead. And then we'll get construction crews working on the source of culture for these guys too. There's a concrete symbol here, you know, more statues and stuff. We need that. We have a, you know, concrete monument there. I don't have a red star over here. Yes, right there. There it is. Right next to that, and it's done. But another red star would probably be an okay idea over here. And then the other industry that Cernicova was going to be really good at, which I haven't bothered to plan yet because essentials first, right? But another industry that would be a really good thing for this place is the prison. This is supposed to be a prison town, right? And I was thinking of putting the prison right over here in this little area like this. So if I did a proper prison right over here like this, we would say I want the big one. Yep. 210 prisoner capacity. Hot damn. And it would come in right over like this. Now we just need people to be able to work here, of course, hence bus station. But we also don't want it to get in the way of the future cable cars. So you may remember I was talking about getting cable cars up this way. And that is for the purposes of workers in this area. And the cable car was going to come in right over here. I don't know if it'll still fit. It may not still fit anymore, but we can test it out. So if I was going to go over to cableways, small cableway station right here was the goal anyway, is to put it right here. Maybe flip it around, and then I don't know why I don't need the factory connection. I know I don't need that, but thinking maybe because of how all this stuff is designed, the high voltage wires and all that stuff there, it may not be the best idea to do a cableway up here. Because I have to go over top of this stuff. I don't know if that will matter. I don't know if it'll work. So, I mean, we can test it, though. So if I was to go about like this, let's say. Let's assume that this is possible. And then we just kind of move out this way. Here we go. And get this a little more flattened. All right, we can do that. That's no problem, right? There we go. Just trying to make it to where I can get the road through there. I think that's probably sufficient. If I was to go about like this with it. All right, so if I was to do that, then the next one, or where everybody comes in to work there, right, would have to be over here somewhere. I'm thinking probably flip this over and have it be about here. But this is kind of cutting it. Well, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't work real well. If I put it here, I do get some workers, and that might be enough. Just to get a few houses here might be enough. Because I'm worried about how the roads come together. So let's say we put it right next to this, like right here. All right. If we did this, that could allow a sufficient number of people to work there. So we got five whole houses there. Plus, if I add more here, then I can get those too. So possibly. All right. We also have, you may not have noticed this, there is a pedestrian underpass right here. And I don't know if I showed that in the time lapse. I had a lot of clips, and I probably just chose to use as many as I could there to make the video shorter. There's an entrance here. This underground tunnel allows people to get to the heater. So that's how we're going to get to the heating. It's a little bit far away. I didn't like how restricted it was with walking. And so you can see, even with, with that walking path underground, that's what's necessary to get people to be able to walk to heat. And I kind of want them to be able to walk to heat. So that's what that's going to do for us. It's going to open up heating right here for these two houses, those two buildings. So if we're going to do the cableways here, we would want heavy poles for this. And we want heavy poles because we want to use the heavy cable cars. And if it lets me do this over top of the track, that would be great. but it's not going to allow it over the track. This is what I'm concerned about, is that I can't quite get where I need to be. Now, one other solution is to angle it and go around that and then up that way, which is, I think, what I'm going to have to do. So we're going to have to angle this just a little bit more. I have to go in and angle it about that way, probably, which might be okay because that puts the walking path a little bit closer. Not too bad. So right about here, I guess, it gives us that walking path that can get there. Maybe there. And then cable cars can now go up as high as we can so we can go over top of that rail. We have to flip this, make sure the road connection can happen. So we'll go about there. It is showing green, so I'm thinking that's good to go. And that does work. Okay, so down here, I don't know if they're allowed to do this. If they are, then great. I'm going to take it. And it looks like they are. Okay, I'm going to take it. It's fine. I know it's going through the high voltage wires, but it'll be a really electrifying experience for everybody. We're going to go like that. If it lets me, maybe I'll come back this direction. And then I need a green on both sides here. Does that give it to me? It sure does look like it, but it's red on the post. Oh, there. That works. I don't know how it works, but it works. So we're going to let it go. So now we need to take the roads and get them all connected up. So this road comes over. We'll just mark all of these to be done now. And that'll give us our path up to... I could just do a dirt one here because it doesn't matter. I can go all the way to the bus stop if I want to here. Like that. Like that. That gets us our path in. We could also just connect that too, and then they'll just walk from there down the road and get there. So either way, that gets us coal. All right, and that's a really important thing, is getting Cernikova's labor into coal mining, because to do that effectively means we are going to be able to get back like 300 workers, because there's usually like 90 to 100 people in here, right? We're going to be able to get back like 300 workers, and they're going to get bopped right back into the pool of workers we can pick up with buses, the pool of workers that are taking the cable cars to other places, and that means we can get more workers into the oil refinery, more workers into food, etc. Really important that we do that. I'm going to go ahead and max this out, even though I don't necessarily think you'll get there. But in case I forget, we're going to do that. Now, it says we're missing crops, probably because this train's been sitting here for way too long trying to load. So I need you to go back to the customs house, and I want you to load up 100% on crops. We're not farming enough yet, right? Population's growing. We're eating more food. We're not making any more food. We have to farm more, right? That's what this is for. We're just working on it slowly but surely. We're going to get there. Let's also go ahead and mark. I can put it on your schedule, but I don't want it to like give it high priority or anything. With this gas station done, it doesn't have any power. We're going to add wind here. And if we can add a wind power plant to where it can affect all these things at once, that'd be awesome. Because they're going to take, cumulatively, they'll take a lot of power. But if I can just have one plant doing that, that'd be great. Doesn't look like I can get it close enough. So I'll have one wind power plant, I think, going to be right here. It'll help power the farm and that storage. Right there. And then we'll put a little dinky one over here, which will serve as supplemental power for this as well. So we'll put a little dinky one right like this. Now, is this the best usage of our resources? Probably not. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and be like, oh, yeah, this is perfect. We should totally just use wind for all this stuff. But it's way cheaper now than taking our power system and bringing it all the way over here with high voltage lines. And it's also cheaper in the long run than taking lines from Rovendima and bringing them over and hooking that up to the border and just buying the power for this place. In the long run, it's cheaper than doing that. Eventually, we can rig all these wind turbines. We can rig them up to like a transformer, maybe over here or maybe right over here with some power poles. We're going to leave a little bit of space right here between the fields. So, you can see I'm really close to the road on these sides with the trees and stuff, which looks awesome, by the way. I'm going to leave a little extra space here. And that's so the fields, instead of being right up against the road, the fence will be maybe like back here. And in so doing, I get enough room to maybe manage power cables to run through here, or an extra gas station or something like that, right? That's what we're looking for. I'm sorry if I'm zooming in and out really fast. It's actually a little bit weird to go from, 40 frames per second here. It's like, the camera doesn't move as fast, so I'm used to like slower movements. But then you get out near the farms and like all of a sudden with that 120 FPS, everything just goes a lot faster than I'm used to. So I'm going to have to like compensate for that a little bit better. Getting 100 here in Cernicova though, so that feels good. I think I'm almost ready to go, right? We're good. We still got debt. We got a little bit of debt now, right? That's not new, but we haven't had it for a while, but that's all right. And to turn things on, I think it's worth it to get a little bit of debt. Only 30 tons of steel left there. We're not buying steel from there anymore. It's just the extra storage. So as we use it here, it'll just slowly empty out. That's good. I still think I need another distillery, but we have to wait until we get more crops in order for that to be a thing. Because right now we're just using all the crops we're pumping into here anyway. You can see he instantly was empty. 400 tons of crops just gone. We have to go buy more. How's our fuel? Fuel is recovering. That's good. The helicopters are doing nothing, but that's good. I think what I'm going to do for the helicopters is I'm gonna do this. I think we're gonna say that we're gonna go like this. Bop. We're gonna wait for you to create a route, and then we'll take it away. So like we just created a route to drop off fuel, right? We just did that, so that truck's gonna do it. They do have to go around like this because of the way this is designed. They have to do that. I kind of want to do something like this, so they can get there faster. Would have been a good idea, I think, to kind of do something like that. The power pole's in the way. This is just for the fuel trucks too, so it's yeah. I'd like to give them another way of doing that without crossing this. I don't want to cross here. It's too close to this. So it'd be nice if I could somehow, yeah, like this. Just get around that power pole. I just can't do it. I guess one solution would be not to go near the power pole, right? But instead to go maybe, oh man, you really can't do that, can you? I just put it too tight. Yeah, I was going to try to come from this road, but I just put it too tight. So I don't think there's a way to actually get around that power pole. Yeah, not going to happen. Well, it's a temporary thing anyway, right? I mean, it may not be. My fuel rats may stay here forever. It's possible. Another solution, though, would be to move this to be on this side of the road. That way they leave and they go get it from there. I mean, that's one way I could take care of this. The distribution office, I could just say all vehicles in this distribution office go hang out over here. So I just basically empty this out. That's a good idea. Let's do that. We're going to empty this out because the other fuel rat department's right here. And then, unfortunately, what we have to do, I can't copy this over because I don't have another temporary distribution office. So I would have to remove another distribution office in order to build another temporary one here, even though I'm planning to take it down, to tear it down. So that's really no good. I wish there was a better tool for that. I wish there was another way to like to put a temporary one in and then just like have one disabled or something, but save the sources. I bet I probably can't copy it and then destroy it and then paste. I probably can't do that. So what's the solution there? I gotta find my other temporary distribution offices. I don't know where they are. I really don't. They're over here somewhere. That's a technical service office. There's got to be another temporary. I mean, there's 5 of them in existence right now, right? We got one near the border. We got 2 there for the fuel rats. Where are the other ones? I'm gonna look for them. Right. I need to know where they are. You know, there's really no reason to like track things down like that. There is a list of buildings, and I'm gonna get the comment there. So if you just watch like 20 seconds more, you'll see there is a list of buildings here. You can do the whole map, or you could do within a 3,000 or 2,000 or whatever meter radius from the center of your screen. That's fine too. And you can then go in and filter it. So distribution offices. There's my free ones right there. And I've come to find out that there's actually I'm using one of my temporary ones for the farms over here, which makes sense. They're eventually going to go over here, but for the time being, they're really not needed because there's nothing to collect over here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take all of these vehicles that are in this office. This is my stored one here. I'm going to take all the vehicles that are in this office, and I'm going to move them somewhere else. Maybe I can get them to this road right here. Can I get them to go in there? Looks like it, yeah. I'm going to send them away. And now that I've done that, these are easy though, because they're just the fields. Click the fields and you're good. So I don't have to worry about the sources. So I think this will save me some time. So I'm going to go ahead and destroy this. Demolish. That opens up a distribution office, and I can put it over here. Right there, and then it can just be the dirt road. That's fine. It gets it set up. And now I can take this distribution office and copy it. And now I don't have to like track down everything this thing was doing, which is going to be super good. Okay, so now demolish this one. So much work for just this tiny little thing. That also kind of removes the need for this road entirely, which is nice for me. I like that. Let's go ahead and get rid of this temporary gas station as well. Hello, frame rates. Boom. All right, good. And then we'll go over again to this over here. We can see that they're kind of making their way over here, so we're just going to assign them to the new one there. All right. So that's a nice flippy flop, right? And then all I got to do is we'll pause it really quick because those trucks probably haven't reached their destination yet. Distribution office, and I can one more time go over and just be like, hey, y'all want to farm? And they'll be like, yes, absolutely. Sounds like fun. I'll put it over here now. A little closer than it was before to the fields. Just a hair. And then, yeah, same thing. We will then take these guys, which are probably arriving soon. There they are. And then you are now going to work here too. All right, there you go. So you're all going back over here. Be really awesome in the fields, okay? And then I'm just going to make sure I reselect the things. I'm pretty sure I had these two and these two, and then I had all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 sources. Plus these is 19, and the last source was here to deliver it to here. That was the last location. So all that stuff gets happening, and then the warehouse is where you unload it, and you can keep it as full as possible. And there you go. All right. That's all reset up again. I don't have to do it. It's March. It's still a little cold, but I think it might be time. It's a little cold. But we can get some labor, some local labor for the cinemas and stuff too, which would be kind of nice. If I can get the cinema to start working anyway, or get the cinema to start being built anyway. Let's shift that to a higher priority. Come over here really quick, check the oil. We should see pump jack is online, or it's up anyway. There's no power. Oh, I forgot the power for this stuff. Not for this one. This one's got all it needs. It just needs this pipe done. That's pretty dang close. How about this pipe? Also pretty dang close. So you need power. I can accommodate power in this area by just going like this, I guess. We'll just put... it'll also help out the other power grid too. So I guess we'll just put this like right here. Can I get any other ones? No. Okay, so I'll put this right here. That'll be a good spot for power, and then I just need to route it in. Now, I think I'm using all but one right here. Yep. So I got to get this. So what I want to do is we're going to get a medium switch. I'm going to put this switch kind of over, put it like right here. And I could put it closer where it's being used. Yeah, I'll put the switch like maybe over here like this. So what we want to do with that switch is we're going to send a 235 into the switch. All right, and then by doing that, that's going to annoy me. That little double, we're going to do it. Do it right. Just a little extra distance. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of extra distance, please. There we go. Saving money. fine. This one's really long, so that's fine. Put this in there, and then from this point, we'll stick like, say, 1.5 in every direction. They're not going to use 1.5 completely, but if in case they need it, then they'll have it. We'll put it this way, and then we'll head this all the way over like this, and then into there. And now I have one more tap I can, you know, distribute power around with. Speaking of which, how is my power grid doing here? 91 is pretty good. I know there's too many connection points, of course, but 91 is pretty good. All right, 78. We're not concerned with this, okay? We're concerned with this. The second number is more important than the first, because the first is like, this is how much power all the buildings are drawing that you're connected to. This is how much you're actually consuming, right? Because there's other substations connected to the same buildings, right? They're all sharing connections. Like this substation has a ton of connections, but the other substations are also sharing some of those connections, right? We have, for instance, this one. It's got all the same buildings. And so you can't really go by this one. You have to go by this number, and that's what I do. So that's why they're not overloaded or anything. Despite saying 359%, they're not overloading because 66% is what you're actually using on that specific one. And this will start helping too. Like this one I just put in, that'll have connections to these buildings too, and so that'll alleviate some of the pressure off of this as well. So 91% probably will drop down to 88 or 87 or something. That's pretty good. But I have an extra tap that I can do in that one now. Okay, so we'll get that built as well. Start getting the... Where is it? Right there. Right there. There. Okay. Right there, and then getting that built. So all this stuff, I need that to be a high priority so that I can start getting oil pumped into my fuel refinery, and I can have more fuel, which means I can get the helicopters back online. It'd be really nice to get those helicopters back online. They're just sucking down too much fuel. This is why I waited for this until I had a really reliable fuel source. I mean, you can see even now we're still only at 65 tons of fuel right now, despite having the maximum we can have, right? Which is 60. 59, 60 is still actually more people, because even with 54 people, we can't keep up with the oil. So we can add another pump jack to the mix, and it's going to be very healthy for us if we can get this pump jack going. Look at the days tick down. It's great. Are we ready for Cernicova? I don't know. I'm nervous, but I think I've delayed long enough, right? I think we're like, okay, it's time. So how we're going to do this, I got 121,000, and maybe getting the waste and it would be an okay idea. Add, let's do like 3 biological. Do a couple of plastic waste nearby this too, because they're going to use the like plastic bags and stuff. And then add, I think maybe we'll just keep this as a mixed waste thing. This is the sports complex. We'll do like 2 biological and then like 1 plastic waste in here. And pretty much everything else is set for this. Now, near the hospital, we have several different things we're going to do, right? We've got a couple different biological waste bins, plastic, some metal scrap there, because this is close to, well, it's close to the police station. We need metal scrap ones for this repair center, actually. The repair station doesn't have any garbage, so I need to do that too. So let's go ahead and get garbage for this as well. Can I fit you right next to this? It's so convenient if so. Nope. Okay, how about right here? Oh, come on now. Yeah, right there. That's what I'm talking about. All right, do that right there. Pretty good spot for that. And like I also need... Oh, that's the water substation. Yeah. Well, we need workers to build that. And then, you know what? Getting a construction office over here so we can get construction workers would be a good idea too. So how about we grab like one of these 6-bay construction offices, and if I can fit it nearby this, would be awesome, wouldn't it? I didn't plan on that, but that is possible if I move that road. Heck yeah, man. That's doable if I move that road. Let's just kind of eliminate that road really quick. I'm going to put in one of these. Yeah, like that. Almost. Come on. Get there. Like that, and then I guess we will leave this as a... Yeah, we can do that as a... asphalt road. It's just going to need workers to build it, but that's okay. And then on this road back here, it's dirt road. We're just going to round this down like that. And then come off the middle and bring it over here. Oh. Oh, is this where the... That's where the silly thing is. Ah. Yeah. If I flip you over... I could flip you around, but then I risk not being able to connect you again. But I'm going to do it. We're going to flip this over. So we're going to say that goes away. And then large cable. We're just looking for green. There's green. And we're going to go about like this. All right. Now the road's on the opposite side. If I get rid of the walking path through here, which is not necessary anymore, that only existed so that we could build this. I couldn't build this because there was no path to it, so I needed a dirt one to go there. So that's done, and I don't even need that path, which means I can get my road, just wrap around and go that way. That's fine. I'm going to start off by saying I might regret this, but I really want this done. I really want to get up there. And I think it's possible people will walk over to this and work. Right? I think they'll walk into here and do it. So we could just use local labor in that way. We do have workers being brought over to this tunnel, but I think we can get more in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tell them that they're allowed to move in here. Now, that is going to immediately cause migration to happen because people who are 21 are just like, dude, I need a place to live. So they're all going to come flooding into these places. And when they do, they're going to look for a place to live and work and all that stuff. And the first thing I need them to do is I need them to work here. I need you all to work in that building right there. That is going to get us clean drinking water. Otherwise, everyone dies. So we're going to need to do that. The next thing, we have some people over here. They're undecided. They're going to work wherever they want to work. But hopefully they start to work in the shopping center. And to encourage them to do that, I'm going to tell them to work in the shopping center. So that way we can have a place to shop and we can have clean drinking water. So there's the 5 people that can work there. That's going to lead to people having no work here. They're going to have to be without a job. So I'm going to also have you maybe team up and go there instead. With that done and out of the way, we can probably say that these guys don't need to go to the shopping center anymore because these guys have jobs. Okay, good. Now the temperature is going to be a little low for a little bit, but we have 122 people in this building now. Okay, fine. And where are you working? Temperature is too low. You can't get to here because it's too far away. I would need people to work, I believe. It's this building that has to be done before they can go there. So this became a high priority too. And when everyone's super, no one is, right? But you know what? I'm going to turn the helicopters back on there too. I'm going to give them a job. And so they can probably take off and start doing stuff here pretty soon. Let's just actually pull them back entirely and have them focus on that building right there. Helicopters do that. That's all you do, okay? No auto searches or anything for you. That's all you do. And this is the only helicopter that has fuel. So we'll real quick, let's tell the fuel rats real fast that you are allowed to give fuel to this location. Just to create like 1 or 2 routes. No? Not going to do it? Why not? Huh? Is there no fuel? Oh, you got 121 tons of fuel now. Oh, these guys have fuel. They're just not working. All right, well, fine. That's fine. We'll just turn that back off then. When they do spring to life, it'll be great. Let's take a look really quick at the oil while we're doing that. And you can see that this one is consistently pumping oil now. So we now have more oil coming on in over here, which means we can technically handle more vehicles. We can technically handle for this. So this is going to start going up higher. And we can handle more people. I think 80 people is still going to be my cap, though, even with this one working. That one is not working just yet, though. It doesn't have any power. And it doesn't have any power until that is done, which is only needs 25 more work days anyway. And then the piping and stuff for that is completed. So when this unit finishes here, 25 work days, then we'll have this pump jack online, which is at a 62% quality source. That's better than this one. What are the other ones at? 57, 53, 41. Okay, so that's the best pump jack we have. Well, as soon as it gets online, which would be really great when it happens. Just to get more people working, though, I'm going to need buses, right? So let's get the bus routes going. We're going to start by getting in the road vehicles depot. I'm going to buy all new buses. This is to get to heat pretty consistently, as well as the repair center. And eventually we'll start incorporating the coal mines and stuff in there too. But for now, we're just looking at buses. And what I think I'm going to go here with, because the heating is a 7 worker max, I think what I'll end up doing here is just having these 11 passenger buses. Now, I know what you're saying. Why not 7 passenger buses? This little extra bit is really good for us to be able to send them into here. All right. Plus, if they get off this, they may choose to work at the cableways. So there might be some extra people that are going to do that. In the early bit here, they're going to be working on construction projects and stuff too. But I think a microbus route here is going to be a pretty good idea. So I'm going to grab, let's say, 3 microbuses. Would be okay. Two is all I can fit in there for now, but I'm going to give them their route right away. So, well, they're going to go to, hang on, I'll wait for them to arrive. We have better, more pressing issues to do right now. And that is that we can't actually heat anything until we have coal in here, right? Everyone knows that. Got to have coal in here first. So let's turn that on. In order to turn that on, we have to have a hopper cars in here. So to get hopper cars there, I need to borrow a locomotive, right? Or I can just buy a new locomotive, which is what I'm planning to do. We're going to buy another DR Class V. Unless there's a used one. If there's a used one, I'll do it. Is there a used diesel locomotive somewhere? Yeah, this is technically cheaper. 16 meters, but it's technically cheaper than the other one. Diesel locomotive. I mean, I like how this one is shorter, but because I can use it in the distribution office. See, I'm going to buy something I can use in the distribution office here. I think so, yeah. So let's go in here. We're going to buy something we can actually use with the distribution office. We'll buy that one train. Okay, now what we're going to do with that one train, we're going to pause it really quick because that one train's coming, and we don't want it to come all the way over here. We want it to turn around and do something. I want you to grab, we're going to go cargo wagons, and what we're looking to get are hopper cars. And this is for the distribution office. So again, length might matter here. So this gives us an extra 6 tons for an extra 1 meter. That's not bad. This gives us an extra 12 tons. Nope, 22 tons for just 2 extra meters. That's pretty good, actually. I might go with that. Even though they're longer, I might go with this. And we're going to put these as... Let's make them the white color here. Although they're also more expensive. You know what? I'm going to chicken out. I'm going to go with the middle ground here. We're going to take this. The middle ground. So we're going to do these black ones here. 1, 2. Is that it? Oh, I can't afford anymore. Well, I'm going to have more money. So you know what that means. We need another loan. Let's borrow another 100 grand. This is required. We have to do this. 1, 2. Yeah, just the 2, I guess, for now. 2 more. Now what I want you to do, all right, is you're going to come here. You're going to load the... well, you only have one choice, but we can tell you to load the wagons, I suppose. Doesn't really matter. You're just going to load vehicles from here, and then you're going to drop them off at the depot. Right over... Nope. Drop them off over here. Just take them straight there. You don't have to go to the depot with it at all. Okay, there you go. And then you'll just turn yourself around. Turn yourself around and go do that. All right. So I think the only reason I had a problem with what I could afford in this case... What are you doing? Do you need to go get fuel first? That's so silly. Don't do that. Come on. Come on. Just go and get the stuff. Come on. You don't need to get fuel before doing this. You're right here. You silly, stupid little locomotive. I hate that. They're so tuned to getting fuel before anything that they will drive all the way over there to get fuel. And you know what the problem is that they're going to get fuel and then they're going to have to be on the wrong track. So they're still going to have to go back to the damn depot anyway. I'm just going to take you back to the depot straight ahead. Whatever. Does the depot have fuel? No, it doesn't. Fine. Get your stinking fuel. Whatever. Go get your silly fuel. Because it matters so much. And then there's no way for them to actually get on the other track. Because, again, temporary here. So now you're going to go to depot. What a disaster. That was not nearly as fluid as it should have been. Should have just went and got the stupid things. I was gonna leave that train here too. Like didn't need him to go here. It was like bring your hopper cars here and then stay here is what it was gonna be. And that's where the fuel is. You could just stay there, but no. You just gotta do things the weird way. Okay, well go ahead and do things the weird way. Anyway, hopper cars will get in there, and as soon as they're delivered, then Cernicova will have coal. But in the meantime, they don't have any coal. And that's why we're bringing them in when it's a little bit warmer, because they're not going to have, they're not going to be able to work there anyway. So even though there's, you know, a heating plant here, they can't actually heat it yet. We should have buses. Yep, here's a bus. So this bus is going to go to the bus stop. You're going to pick people up. All right, it's going to be just workers. Wow, there you go. You can drop people off, whatever. And then you're going to go here, and you're going to unload people. And that's your route. And then your route gets carried over to the other bus there. And then the other bus can go do it too. And then I'll make sure that you guys keep yourself spaced out. For now, that's how we'll play it. There is the end station, of course. So as we get more buses, they can use the end station. But there's no reason to do that with 2 buses. So there you go. Number of workers waiting. Go. Go ahead and turn workers on. Now the workers can choose to come here if they need to. Okay. And now I think I can probably go ahead and do that. And they should choose to work these places now. Hopefully. Hopefully they make a good choice. And they choose to come over here and work. But if they don't, then I'm in trouble. But we are going to need to invite people over. And they're also over here. We have professors, but no students. And that's okay, because the professors are what we need in order to get this. Increased birth rates. All we need are professors. We don't need students. So there you go. We'll work on that research now. We are now working on medical research. Isn't that great? And we're using our water supply for these fountains. How silly. I like them, though. I think it's cool. I think maybe I shouldn't block the view of the fountain, though. Right? I think maybe these trees are just... Yeah, there we go. That'll look better. Perfect. There we go. Let's also put some trees maybe in front of the bus stop here a little bit to decorate this up a little bit. Yeah. And then the next research we should do after that should be, in fact, I think, wait a minute, isn't yet this. We should do this first. Hospital helicopters. I want that. I want that first. Okay, good. So bus stop should be receiving workers soon, as long as they're waiting here. They're not choosing to go there yet, though. You see how they're not prioritizing water? That's the weird part. Like, you should prioritize water. There's some, you know, there's some water left in storage here, but you really should be doing that. Not enough tutors in Orphanage. Okay, let's shift our attention over here. The Orphanage just finished, and there are 120 kids over here, and they're all gonna die. They're all gonna die because there's no food or anything in here. So, distribution office. You have a new task. You do indeed. You have a new place to drop things off at the Orphanage, please. You can unload all the things. Keep it pretty nice and full, okay? Thank you much. Distribution office will take care of it for us. Although I do see a potential for problems here, is there is not enough vehicles. That is a potential issue, isn't this? Hence the reason why I wanted initially to have 2 of them, because there's just a lot of things that need to be done here. This is a covered hall that's just sitting there doing nothing, though. You should totally be springing to life doing work. Why not? Huh? Why not? Why aren't you doing things? You do have a place to load meat, right? I mean, you've been handling meat, I thought. No? Yeah, you load meat from the cargo. I mean, I thought so. Yeah, you can totally do that. Although, maybe adding a single refrigeration car to this and having you buy meat would probably be more beneficial, right? Just add 1 refrigeration car here on this train. Maybe. Maybe. Where is my... Oh, look at you two. Right. Well, I mean, you're doing this stupid single hopper car nonsense. I don't know why you did that. It makes no sense, but okay. Yeah, sure. Tell me, how many hopper cars do we have left in storage here? We have none. So I could probably add, I think, one more hopper car here. I'll add one more. That way when the train shows up to get it, it'll have it to bring over there. And then we just need you to go to the border now, please. Yeah, I mean, you're adding money, but we need money, so just go. Go to the border, man. These guys should be ignoring lights and everything. I don't know exactly why they're stopping twice here. Because this is a... Well, it's because this is a... Yeah, it's this crossing. So what I wanted initially was to have this both be two directions and to have a crossing here and a crossing here. But I can't do that yet until that is gone. So this little thing here is actually messing a lot of this stuff up. The system will work when this is out of here, because this will no longer be purple. And that's what's messing things up right now. So, yeah. We just got to get that electric train and get the crops and stuff going before that can happen. I did build the track all the way out to here, and it is electrified. It is all done and electrified all the way out to here. But now we'll have to, of course, get it to meet up with this track so that this track can be built all the way into here, into our new grain storage, which looks magnificent, doesn't it? Look at how this majestic building, so much grain is going to go in there. So many crops are going to be there. It's going to be exciting. It's exciting times, I'm telling you. So Cernikova's got heat now. Yep, there's 2 people in there. They don't have drinking water yet. That's what we're trying to get that built for. The pipe is in there. It just needs to be finished. This construction needs done. There's 9 work days left on the groundworks. And then they'll have drinking water. Going along that note, though, over here, we're building another technical service office. And that just needs work days now, too. This technical services office, what it's going to do is it's going to have snow plows. And we might have a couple of garbage trucks here because there is some garbage over here. So you can, locate it faster and get there faster. But what we're really going to do here, I hope anyway, is we'll have like a water truck here that can go right here, grab the water and go. And then sewage can also just grab the sewage and then bring it over to the drop-off, which isn't done yet, but it's work in progress. All right, let's take a look at this orphanage. We got plenty of tutors in here. I'm not sure why there's not enough, but I can bring this down, I guess, to like 57. There we go. Got food in here, we got clothes in here, meat in here, and we need to start working on government loyalty for the kids. So let's pump up that propaganda. Make sure they're having an okay amount of enjoyment, right? They're going to be alcoholics now. That's no good. So maybe we reduce the preference for alcohol. And we also need some anti-religious stuff in there. Yeah, so again, they're going to lose their loyalty unless we get people who are really loyal working in here. And there's just so many kids in there that it's overloaded, right? So we may need another orphanage to properly handle all this. I wasn't going to do it, but now that we have 2 towns, we need to organically grow our population. The orphanage is what's going to take care of that. I have yet to invite any immigrants. Like, I haven't done that yet. So that's, like, we're good here. As soon as I got the walking path, we're good. Yep. And so now people can get from this house. So I can now bring immigrants in, if nothing else, just to make sure we have a constant supply of heat. So I will go and bring 10 immigrants in. These guys cost like 130 a pop. Is actually pretty... Oh, this is third world. Sorry. That's much more like it. 1,000 a piece. That makes more sense. These guys are very cheap. Third world's really cheap. And we have schools. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the rest of them can come in from here. We have schools. Well, I thought we did anyway. Yeah, there's some schools here. We have teachers in here, so they can go in and learn things. But we should be able to get to the heating plant now by walking. And we just don't have drinking water in there, which is coming along eventually. Workers right there, please. And then last thing, I just want to check really quick. This is up and running now. We now have that pump jack running, and this storage is nearly complete, along with that pipe being nearly complete, and then we can start working on this stuff. And then based on that, we should see oil coming in. Look at that. Now, it doesn't look like we have much oil here, but we do, because it's actually banking up in here. That's perfect. It's exactly what we want. So this is feeding this directly, and this is storing it, which leads us to having more fuel. Very good. Let's crank this up to, like, say, 150 people can work here now. And then based on that, I think we can probably afford to cancel the demolition here, which would give us more fuel in for these guys. And I think we're good to go now on fuel. Okay, so that's the video today. We have Cernicova online. We have research happening for hospital helicopters. That's going to be sweet, right? I can decrease the number if I want to make sure there's enough professors for students, if we want to have some students in here. I don't really need that yet, because most of the people working over here or moving over here already have a college education, right? Because they're migrating. Because we didn't order them, so they all have high education anyway. So this is mostly a research facility for people. But if there's any students in there, then fine, they can get in there. Mostly we're trying to get hospital helicopters, and then we're gonna go into increasing our birth rates. And that's going to let us get even more workers, and hopefully our unemployment. I want to see this number jump up to, like, I would very much like to see our unemployment jump to around 6%. I think would be really good. So I think this is it. I'm going to let it run for a little while. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. Heat is operational. We don't have drinking water, but that's it. That will be taken care of as soon as that's done. The cableway station is starting to get built. That'll allow us to move some of this labor over to the mines, which will free up more of this labor to go and work in places that make us money, like the clothing factories and such. We are doing quite well with labor in clothing. We're doing quite well with labor in food, although we have a storage problem now, it looks like. We're not selling enough of it. So that's what I need the other office to do. What I could also do is just have these guys grab food and sell it. You know, like at the moment, we're just kind of overdoing it on food. I'd rather have too much food than not enough, right? And then alcohol, we could make that faster. We could, if I had another one, which is what I was planning to use that part for. It's for another distillery. I am a little bit kind of about these guys and how they're using them with just like these tiny little cars. I'm thinking probably not going to let distribution do this anymore. I'm thinking instead we're going to have a dedicated car that just comes over here and waits till unloaded. That makes way more sense right now. So I'll probably reconfigure that between videos to do that. Because these one little cars, that's just wasteful. I don't like how that's happening. And then Cernikova's operational. We have doctors on hand. Everybody's educated over here. We have a police station. Now they're going to start seeing crimes over here, and they're going to start sending them over to the courthouse over here. And so these guys are going to start getting bogged down. You can already see it happening. These guys are going to start getting bogged down, which means what we really need now is for the courthouse to get built. They started building it earlier. I stopped them. We're going to start it up again right here. We just need this walking path. Unsure why that's there. Goodbye. Oh, I remember. I stopped them from doing this. Then I made a walking path through here so that they could start building this. And they just finished it. So anyway, I want to go... Let's do a gravel road here. Like that. Okay, that's it. I mean, you could literally... I could just play this game forever. You know, like there's... You could just keep going and never stop. That's just how this game is. But unfortunately, I think we do eventually have to, you know, stop. So, yeah. It looks like I'm going to need another orphanage, too, because we're not able to properly influence them with good loyalty. And so they're going to end up being unloyal kids, which is no good. So I'm going to need another orphanage, I guess. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. See you next time. Bye-bye.